Before I dive into the video, I want to wish a speedy recovery to dashing Chris Bay, who apparently suffered a very serious neck injury at the most recent TNA television tapings. I saw Chris Bay at numerous independent wrestling shows in Everett, Washington, and the man has grown and grown and continued to improve and become such a shining star for you to see what a star could truly be. A really, really great talent. He could work with anybody. It didn't matter if they were the same size or bigger than him. And an overall, all-around, very good guy. Got to talk to him at a few of those independent shows, and he has shined so far and so bright in Impact Wrestling, and I just hope he has a speedy recovery, a 100% recovery, and can come back doing what only he can do, and that's being one of the goddamn best professional wrestlers in the world today. Speedy recovery and tons of well wishes to dashing Chris Bay. Now, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw. We're on the road, or on the plane rather, to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. And also, I'm going to do my Crown Jewel 2024 predictions in this video as well. 2 videos, Humans Tend to Be Together, presented to you. Why? Ow. That's Simon Miller's gimmick, because I don't really have a lot to say about this particular show. I mean, it was a very, we're just going to get through this. We already taped SmackDown, and we got a long flight to Saudi Arabia. They were once again in the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and they had around 8,000 people, according to WrestleTix. That's quite a bit more than they had the previous night for Halloween Havoc. Check out my review of that. And this was down from the 9,176 fans, according to WrestleTix, that they had for the June 3rd, 2024 Raw. But you know what? The crowd still made some noise, some of the time. Half of the time, most of the time. So, why are the Crown Jewel titles in a box, I do wonder? I really do wonder about that. Joe Tessitore is really, really excelling. So, I do want to say, speaking of announcers and commentators and everything, those that are upset that Samantha Irvin left, if it's because you enjoyed her work and you still wish she was there, I understand that. I respect that. I'm going to miss her announcing because she was really goddamn good. But she said, as more information has come out, that while she was very good at it, it wasn't her passion. She can sing. She's got incredible pipes on her. And also, she wanted to manage or do more. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting to live your dreams, not as hard as they may seem. You got to work to get the creed. On these hopes you must lean. If you know what movie that's from, then you're as old as I am. And you also love obscure shit. Whatever happened to Julia Stiles anyway? So, just fucking deal with it. If you think that Samantha Irvin owes you anything, she doesn't. She fucking doesn't. This is a job. People need to do what they're passionate about. Doesn't matter what level of wrestling you're at. Doesn't matter what you do in wrestling. Do what you're passionate about. So anyway, they recapped Steiner beating Jay. Thank God. More bloodline involvement. Steiner versus Jacob Fatu at one point. I'd love to see that. Here's Jay. He's over. And also the Motor City Machine Guns won the tag titles on the most recent SmackDown. I did see the last little bit of SmackDown. And they popped for the Usos hugging. So speaking of which, Jay's very over. And he talks about recent events. Here's Jim Uso. I'm still calling him Jim Uso. It sounds like French pastry. And this is who we are now. We are the Uso Nation. And this go around, we aren't the side piece, aren't the yes men, we're grown men. We grown now. I still need to watch that. So, it is funny though, where Jim Uso said, come to SmackDown and talk to Roman. But it's been taped already. We know it's been taped. And then the Tongans, as well as Jacob Fatu and Solo Attack. Well, Jacob mainly. Jacob Fatu just doing like what he does, just being incredible in short bursts. And he did get a chair to the head, and did get a double super kick, and went down, but didn't go down for long. So, there you are. That, by the way, was nearly 20 minutes of the show. Mania 40 Night 1 recap, well, the main event, where Rock was gassed. Pierce then yells at Aldis to control his guys. Judgment Day shows up and he's like, you're going to face Priest, Dominic. And then Sheamus and Kaiser had a match. Same as it ever was. It was fine. They clubbed each other in a knee strike and a bro kick. 1, 2, 3. And a Rhea pre-tape on Raquel and Liv and how she knows Raquel, and Raquel is all about betraying people. There we are. So, more Uso stuff. Oh boy, more bloodline already in the first hour. Look, people like it. I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to build the war games. I'm kind of over the bloodline stuff. Here's Sammy. Still tension with Jim Uso. Sammy's on Jay's side, but you know what? You don't have to get involved. You're your own man. But then he says, ooh, you're not family. Ooh. So, Gunther package where he calls Cody a gutless champion. Cody is very close to having some fans turn on him because he's becoming as white meat as Bob Backlund. Tell me you don't see it. Zelina, along with Wild and Cruz, at least I think that's his name now because he used to be Mendoza, took on Ivy with the Creeds. Zelina had a giant Puerto Rican flag, and speaking of Puerto Rico, I'm going to say right now for anybody that was watching that MSG, fascist propaganda bullshit, the fact if you guys think that that guy is still worth rooting for, that guy is still worth voting for, especially, after a comedian, in quotations, was brought on to basically say that Puerto Rico is an island full of garbage. No, they are good people. They were left out in the goddamn cold, and basically to pick up the pieces, because this country was run by a fucking idiot that didn't want to take care of them because he thinks all minorities are bad people. Despite the fact that he marries nothing but minorities. Nevertheless, if you still want to do that, if you still want to vote for that guy, you are fucking dead to me. You do not deserve basically any happiness in life. If you're not going to pull your head out of your ass and do what's best for the country, and you're going to vote for a goddamn collection, an amalgamation of hatred, bigotry, bullshit, sexism, and all that, good. Because you just exposed yourselves as nothing more than the scum of the fucking earth. And yeah, that comedian, by the way, deserves every bit of backlash, whoever he actually is. And everybody's coming out, no, that's not what the campaign's about. This is exactly what the campaign's fucking about. If you voted early, I hope you voted the proper way, because we need to move forward. You want to vote somebody else in that's on the right? Fine. Guess what you can do? Do it next cycle with somebody that actually seems like a human being. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about going the right way, the forward way, just continuing to go forward, not backwards. Upwards, not forwards. And always twirling, whirling towards hopeful freedom. Yeah, Puerto Rican people are awesome people. And if you still agree with anything that guy says, you're a fucking dickwad. I fucking hate you. And if you have actually talked to me for many, many years, guess what? I don't know you anymore. I've cut family out of my life that I've known for a few decades. You don't have any fucking chance of surviving. So vote properly. And hopefully, by the time we get into November and into December and we get to January 6th and we get to January 20th, hopefully enough smart people are out there that we actually can do something right over the next 4 years. Because we need to clean this shit up. And if that means leaving you dumb, racist, bigoted fucks in the back and leaving you behind, so be it. So yeah, Zelina and Ivy had a match, and it was what it was. There was a bad referee distraction, and Ivy won. It was a badly timed referee distraction. I just want to also go back to the fact that Zelina suffered a lot. You don't have to be a fan of her as a wrestler. That's not what this is about. Her dad died in 9/11. That same guy that was the centerpiece of that, propaganda rally in Madison Square Garden, hearkening back to, what Hitler did. All that stuff, many, many years ago. Zelina lost her dad in 9/11. And there are very, very, few people that actually, would understand what that's like. And nobody in that party understands what it's like to lose somebody. Because they don't have souls. And they don't belong in this world and they don't represent the true American. So that being said, Jim Uso talks to Sammy, or wants to talk to Sammy. Here's Seth. He basically calls out, here comes Bronson. They go to the parking lot. Pierce tries to stop him. We get a fracas, a stomp on the car hood. And then we get a DVD through the goddamn table, or some tables after they fight in a goddamn trailer. I did like one line from Joe Tessitore, where it said he just made him a hood ornament. That was funny. So, but these parking lot brawls are kind of commonplace now. Recaps of the Wyatts, Final Testament, Miz, everybody being involved, and Truth talks to Alpha Academy. Miz tries to apologize. Truth ends up, drawing him in, smacking him, saying, good luck with the Wyatts, you gonna die. And then the War Raiders, they are now the War Raiders, not the Viking Experience Raiders, took on New Day and Ray and Dragon Lee in a three-way tag team contenders match. And after a long time, Chad ends up getting involved, doing, getting an ankle on Ray. This is after, by the way, Xavier hurled himself stupidly at the floor. Good tactic. And Kofi got pinned by the Raiders. The tag division really doesn't mean anything. It really just goddamn doesn't. Seth is being tested for back issues. I think that'll factor into what happens at Crown Jewel. Miz yells at Pierce about security. Final Testament basically say, we're going to get answers or we're going to break your legs. Why is this being given TV time? Who asked for this? I just want to talk. So, whoever Jalen Brunson is, announced the fact that the Madison Square Garden Holiday Tour show is happening on December 26th. I guess he's a New York Knick. I don't follow enough basketball anymore. Jim and Jay see Sammy talking to Solo. Maybe he was trying to get a ride because his Uber canceled. Priest and Dominic had a match, and look. Not only has Priest been in the ring for 10 minutes, but Judgment Day showed up. Priest laid them all out, and then ended up getting rolled up by Dominic. 1, 2, 3, and then Priest used the chair some more and laid him out with choke slams. While Liv was standing there in little short. Stop thinking about it, Kier. I know you're thinking about it. Haven't done this in about a month. Get some goddamn help. Kier's a great guy. And if you have any issue with Kier just because he has his passion for wrestling takes and humor and fun, fuck you. Stop thinking about it, Kier. Anyway, Crown Jewel predictions. Let's go to it with my giant pad. Happens at my age. Seth Pheasant Rollins against Here Comes Bronson. I think they're going to factor the back issues in unless they just outright cancel the match. I'm recording this right after Raw, so I don't know what they'll do. They go ahead with the match. Here Comes Bronson will get the victory. You can eke this out for a while, but you got to have Bronson or Here Comes Bronson get the victory right off the bat. And then Jade and Bianca will take on Kyrie and Io, as well as Chelsea and Piper, as well as Lash and Jakara, in a 4-way match for the women's tag titles. And I think Jade and Bianca will get the victory, because I don't know who you give them to. I mean, nothing against Chelsea Green and Piper. Are you going to give them to Kyrie and Io? Probably not. Lash and Jakara, they look fine until they start running the ropes. Jakara's come back from a wrist injury. Lash showed off an impressive power display against Piper on a recent SmackDown, but Jade and Bianca got to retain here. Unless you suddenly want to have them lose here and have them tease a goddamn breakup and then have the breakup happen at the Rumble, I think they're going to retain. So, Randy Orton against Kevin Owens. I honestly think Owens is going to get the victory here through shady shenanigans as opposed to unshady shenanigans, and he should. Because Randy can take a loss, and he's basically bulletproof. I think Kevin Owens has re-signed with the company based on a storyline they got him involved in. And also, if this was Kevin Owens, if this was 2019, I could have seen Kevin Owens going to AEW. At this point, he's at or closing in on 40. And I don't think that he's going to, risk, even though he gets a shit pot full of money, I think that he's happy in WWE. And I think they're going to make him an offer he can't refuse. So I think Owens is going to win here. LA Knight against Carmelo against Andrade El Olio. A three-way U.S. title match. LA Knight will get the victory. Nothing against Carmelo, but they really need to rebuild him. Andrade doesn't really mean anything. And LA Knight might as well, because what's he going to do after winning at SummerSlam? Lose here? Liv and Nia, it's the Raw champ against the SmackDown champ. That's right. Nia Jax is the SmackDown Women's Champion, and I think SmackDown needs to be canceled because of that. So, champ versus champ to crown the first ever Women's Crown Jewel champion. I think Liv could get the victory here. Because for storyline purposes, I don't know why you give it to Nia. I mean, you're only going to defend it, once every Saudi show. So, what are you going to do? Bring it back for the next event? I mean, it's just for that particular show, so... Also, why are they locked in a goddamn box? I just don't fucking get it. I'm going to go with Liv winning this, just because I think they're going to tease having Tiffany possibly cash in. It's going to distract Nia, and Liv's going to get the victory, because let's be honest, Liv actually is the wrestler, and can benefit the company. Cody versus Gunther in a champ versus champ match. Men's crown jewel title match. Look, I think they're probably going to give it to Cody, but to be perfectly honest, if they want to slot Cody into being part of War Games, and not Sammy, Gunther winning wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I think they're going to give it to Cody. I'm just going to throw out a wild prediction. They're going to have Goldberg show up and spear Gunther, and then they're going to build to that Survivor Series. And I don't know, why not? I mean, what the fuck? Like, Gunther could win, and they could have the Bloodline involved, because Cody's still involved with the Bloodline in the periphery, or Kevin Owens could try to attack him and distract him after beating Orton. But, Cody could end up... I'm going to go with Cody winning, because I think they're going to have a ref bumping. Goldberg's going to do something. They're going to have Goldberg versus Gunther in Goldberg's final match. It'll probably just be Cody winning with some kind of fluke finish. Nevertheless, let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.